so many patterns, colors, and sizes to choose from. You'll want to check log in every room.
Oh my, it just kind of jumped me right over here. How are y'all doing? Okay, so I know I didn't tell y'all I was coming on, but I thought I was going to design some signs. And I thought I would hop on and design them with ya. So what do you think? What do you think? Should we do that? How are you? Hey. Okay, so I thought I would go through some sublimation stuff with y'all so that you know how I do this. Y'all ready to learn about sublimation? Hi. Okay, so I have a Sawgrass SG400 and a Sawgrass SG800. The difference is the 400 only can go as wide as 8.5, and the 800, the 400 can go 8.5. The 800 can go, I think, 11, like 11 inches wide. So I thought it's very important that you know that. Oh, you do? Well, you're about to learn how I make my signs. So before I show you how to make signs, I kind of want to tell you a few things that I have learned while I have been learning how to make all these signs. So there's some very important things that you need to know. The paper that you get is highly important. Okay, you want to get the best paper possible. So I've tried out like a ton of different brands, and you don't have to be here if you don't want to, but you can. It's up to you. All right. This is the brand that I like. It's called Text Print R. Okay. And you can get this from, I like to get it from Pro World. I find that it's kind of the best. I'm not sure why you don't have a picture. Go out and come back in and see if that works. Okay. And there's also a difference between the inks. So make sure you're getting the right ink for your machine. So you make sure that you have the ink that goes with the SG400 or 800, because I made that mistake as well. Oh, you did, Lori? How exciting. All right. So this is another important thing about sublimation. You cannot, under any circumstances, have moisture where you're working on your signs. Okay, you see these little white spots in here? That happens when some kind of moisture gets on the paper. So if I were to print this sign, if I were to press this sign out, these little spots would actually show up on my actual sign. So you can see right here, there's one right there. Very important. So you got to be really careful when you're printing these out that you are not accidentally dropping some kind of water or something on them, because it will completely crash it. Yeah, happy birthday. Okay, so that's very important to know because it will totally ruin your sign. I thought I had one of the signs over here, but I don't. Okay, so that is super important to know. You want to, so here is, y'all, here's the next wreath kit. So I just created this today. I haven't even pressed it on a sign yet, but this is what it looks like when you print them out, and we are going to walk through that. Then you get your metal sign. This isn't the actual sign we'll use, but it's like this. It comes with this blue paper on it. Okay. You just peel the blue paper off. You take your paper, you put it on the white part of the sign like this. Okay. You get the design on there the way you want it. And then you fold the edges over, and you're going to use heat tape. Okay, so they have this heat tape. This is heat resistant tape, and you can get this on Amazon. I believe it's on my influencer shop. And I will tell you, Cricut has a blue version of this. However, this one is a lot cheaper. So I would kind of go for the gold tape. Then you press it on your machine. So every machine that you press on is going to be different. You kind of want to start with the whatever the manufacturer says. I know, don't you love it? I'm so excited. I really like it. It's turquoise and purple. Yes, so you can use regular printers, but only specific ones. The best thing to do is to look up on maybe Amazon and see what kind of printers can use the sublimation. I have a Sawgrass 400. So let me tell you why I got the Sawgrass. There's a specific reason why I got the Sawgrass. And the reason is it comes with its own software. And I'm about to show y'all what the software looks like. And so it was free. It came with the software. It already has designs on it. Now, of course, I have created a lot of my own designs, but, and y'all, it's messy over here, but I have some things I was going to show you can sublimate on. But it's awesome because it comes with that. I know, I'm always excited. I can't help myself. It comes with the software, and you don't have to learn something like Inkscape or Photoshop or GIMP. You don't have to learn those because it comes with software already. So let me show you some of the stuff that you can sublimate that you probably haven't thought about. Mouse pads. Round signs, there's oval signs. See, look, here's a round sign I did. This is one I printed for ornaments. You can do ornaments on it. This is a pillowcase, so you can do pillowcases. I have flags, you know, like the little flags you can put out in the front. There's cups you can do. And I'll show you one of the places that I like to get my stuff from. Okay, so there's this place called Nashville Wholesale. I guess it's just Nashville Wholesale. So this is one of the places that I like to get sublimation stuff from. So you can see they have blankets, keychains. Look here, they have little pillowcases, kitchen. I mean, you can do everything from dog tags to garden flags, mugs, pillowcases. Oh, check this out. This is really cool. They have those sequence backpacks, and believe it or not, you can sublimate on those things. So it's pretty cool. They have a lot of stuff here. They also have an affiliate program. So if you do, you know, go and start using their stuff, and let's say you did a video on it, you could use the affiliate program to make money on that. See, a little tip there. Okay, so let's get into the Sawgrass Designer. Actually, let's start it from scratch. Okay, so let me close all my stuff down here. It's crazy, right? All right, so this is what it looks like. So once you install your computer, if you install it on your computer, then it automatically loads in this Sawgrass. It's called Creative Studio. So when you first come in, this is what it looks like. And you start off by picking your product. So let's say that we were going to do this mouse pad. So up at the top, you could start typing in mouse pad. And then I would just pick whichever one fit this space. So then I could put it on my mat here, measure it out. So this one is like 7 by 9. So then I would just look here and find one that's going to fit like this. Okay, so now I have my template that I can use to put something on. All right, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I will show you the design section. So in the design section, they have a lot of things that are already done. So you can see here, here's a lot of the designs that I've created since I've had it. So I'm sure you've seen some of these. But you can also come over here, like let's say we wanted to do something with Easter. Well, you can come over here to holidays and you can click on Easter, and then they have all of these designs that are already done. So like if we liked this one, you see how it already puts everything on there for you. So it makes it really easy, and they have a lot of designs in there. And you can change things out. So you see this over here. This is the colors that are in this. So let's say we wanted this to be like purple, and say we didn't want any brown. Let's say we didn't want any of this. Let's make this like pink. So you can see you can change out a lot of the colors in the designs. You can change out what the wording says, the color. You can add an outline. You can do this. Okay, so this is an arch here, arching the words here. So there's a ton of designs that you can do in here. They also have premium designs, which is a monthly fee. You have to pay like a monthly fee for that. But it's also a pretty good thing to use because it already has a whole bunch of really specialty designs. So it's really awesome. All right, so let me go back and see if y'all are having any questions so far. I'm working on Creative Studio. Okay, so can you do hats? I would think you could do hats as long as they have a template for it, yes. So you can do cups, you can do mugs. Okay, let's get back over to it. All right, so let's go make a sign, and I'll show you kind of what I do. And I'll show you a couple of ways that I will find signs. So the signs that I use are 7x9. So I go under signage and I go to wall sign, and I use this one, the 7x9. They also have an 8x12 in here. They have a 9x12. But what you have to remember is that if you get something like the Sawgrass 400, or you get like a regular printer, you're only going to be able to do 8.5 inch wide. So you want to be real careful what kind of signs and materials and stuff you order, keeping in mind the dimensions that you can do with your machine. All right, so I'll pick this. All right. So see, this was that design that came right from their design. So if we wanted to do something like this, I'll just move all this stuff down, move that up. You see how these are different? Oh, look at that. They have a shadow in the back. Let's see, how did they do that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. There we go. So they do tend to make things for much smaller designs. However, you can see right here, this is super easy to do. So this is how they did this. We'll just clear it off and start over. So let's say that we're going to do something with Easter. So I'll come over here. Generally what I'll do is come over to the holidays. I'll go, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a really cute background. So I'll start off with the background, and they'll have a lot of really cute little things in here usually that you can use. Looks like they're only going to have it in the design part. So let's look at that. Okay. Like this. So that's really cute. All right, so we can start with this. All right, bring this up. And then we can add in anything we want. So designs are going to be completed designs. Okay, so it's going to have the background, the wording, the little eggs and all that kind of stuff for this one especially. But within that, you can change a lot of things like we looked at before. Okay, so you can change out the color of this background. See, it's almost kind of hard to see this Easter here. So we could change the color, maybe make it black. That's not really black. There we go. You know, or we could change out some of these colors so it's not so bright. So there's a lot of things you can change within the design. You can create your own design by going to images. In images, they have just a ton of kind of standalone type things. So if you look in Easter, see they have bunnies, all different kinds of bunnies. You can size them down. You see how it has this little gray box all the way around it? Well, you can size it down and then kind of move it around in the design any way you wanted to, like this. You can also move things up and down. So like if I kind of wanted this guy to kind of hide behind the eggs, up here where it says object, I can click move down, and then there, it moves behind the eggs. So that's how you layer things. So layering things is like putting things, it's like putting the design on paper and putting the papers on top of each other. So you have to think about how you lay the papers so that you can see things all the way through. It's the same kind of concept. So see, you can move him around, kind of have him behind the eggs here. You could do whatever you want to. This is one whole piece, as you can see. This is one whole piece, this is one piece, and this is one piece. You can add additional text by just clicking up here where it says text, and we'll put happy up here. They do not have a ton of fonts in here right now. So that is one thing you have to keep in mind. If you wanted it to look different, you would kind of have to take it outside the program and then do it. But you can change the fonts right down here. So anytime you're clicked on something, that's called an object. So you can click on the object, and over here on the right, you can see anything you can change with the object. So this is the color. This is the font. So we could change it to a different type of font, maybe like this, so that it's a little closer to the Easter one. You can also add an outline. So maybe if we did white and we added it up a little bit, so you can see how that works. You can stretch it, so we can make it arch like this. Like we could do that. We could make this one arch a little bit. It looks like they already have that one arching. But there's like so many things you can do in here. It's really easy. Then if you wanted to start on something new, you can save it. You can print up here. And once you've printed it, you don't have to come back in and load the design. You can actually click on up here where it says administration. And you can see anything you've printed. So see, I've printed all of these, and I can go back and print them again without having to go through and actually pull out the design again. So see here, here's the ornaments that I did. So here's a bunch of the signs I've done. So then if I have an order, I can just come in here and I can quickly pick whichever ones I need, and I can come up here and print. And when I click print, it's going to pop up with a little thing like this right here, and I can just print it right from here. So this just pushes it right over to my machine, and then I get my designs. So they come out looking like this, so you can see. And what's interesting to know about this is that it's very muted looking, okay? So if you see, I don't know if I saved this one or not. You can go back to Creative Studio by clicking there. Let's see if I did. You always have to pick a template to start with, so it does make you do that. Okay, let's see. Did I save that one that I did earlier? I think I did. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Maybe I didn't. Sometimes I'll save things and sometimes I won't. I think I did do a picture of it though. So I'll show you that. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, the Cricut has sublimation ink. We're going to be going over that too. I suggest that you get the Sawgrass SG400, and I will tell you what, on eBay, I saw one for like $300 and it was still new. So I would check eBay and see if you can find one. Let's see. Let me see if I can find that picture. All right, it's in here. There it is. Okay. All right, here we go. So this is what I wanted you to see. This is the sign that I designed. This is what it looks like on the paper. So can you see it's not nearly as vibrant. I mean, you can still tell, but it's very muted colors compared to what is on this. Okay. So the reason is that it has transferred the ink onto the paper, but the ink is not actually absorbed by the paper. It's just kind of sitting on top of it. Now, you can run your hand across it. You're not going to get ink on you. But when you press this with heat into the metal, it is going to come out with those vibrant colors. So if you press it and it doesn't, and the colors aren't very vibrant, then you've either done it without enough pressure, or it wasn't hot enough, or you put it on there too long. So it's just kind of a process of learning how to do this. But honestly, designing the signs are like one of the easiest parts. Probably one of the hardest parts is just learning your heat press. Once you learn your heat press, it's really a lot easier. But I wanted you to see, so when it prints out, it's a lot lighter. It doesn't look as vibrant. The colors aren't exactly the same as they are on your design. And that's totally normal. That's kind of just, that's just kind of how it works out. Hello. So do y'all have any questions so far? Oh, there you go, $3.49. So if you buy them, there's several different places you can buy them. So you can get them from Pro World. That's one good one. Heat Press Nation is a good one. What is that other one? Where's the place that you got yours, Brenda? I can't remember. Do I make template? I can't, once I make a design that's in that creative studio, I can't get it out of there. So I would have to create something that would be like outside that program. Yeah. The 400 is around $600 and the 800 is around $1,600. But you can find it for less. You just have to look. I recommend the Sawgrass SG400 because it's a much more economical one, and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to pay it off before that $1,600 one, right? So the $1,600 one, the reason that one's good is because it can do bigger ones. So you've seen everybody with the really big round signs. Well, you have to have a larger machine for that. So you have to keep that in mind. However, you can make a ton of stuff with the SG400. And it's not just signs that you can make, right? You can, mine was, I think I got mine for $550 because it was on sale at that time. But here's what you need to understand. The ink cartridges are like $75 a piece. So you want to be real careful with how much you print out. It cost, the sign blanks cost a couple dollars a piece, $2 to $3 a piece. And then the paper that you print on cost about 29 cents. But the thing that's expensive is your ink, right? So the ink is $75 per cartridge. There's 4 cartridges in every machine. It gets quite a bit. I mean, you can really print quite a bit off of one set of cartridges. But I think it's important that you understand about what it's like. So let me show you. I'll show you a couple places that I get some stuff. Okay. So there's Pro World. Okay. So you can see here, these are the sublimation inks. And if you got the 400, you would want to make sure that it says usable in the SG400. But you can, they have a whole section on sublimation. They have a whole lot of sublimation blanks. You can actually buy the sublimation paper here. This is the paper that I recommend, the text print paper. And what's great is you can order as much or as little as you want. You don't have to order like in a package. Like if you order it from Amazon, you have to order it in a package. They also have vinyl here. They sell heat presses here, but they have a whole lot of blanks. So you can see they have coasters, clocks, business cards, bag tags. Like you can do babies' bibs, drinkware. You can do phone, iPhone, iPad cases, keychains, tiles, signs. Let's see, puzzles, plaques. So photo frames, that's what I use for my signs. Well, I use photo metal is what I use. Okay, so that's one place. And then another place is called Heat Press Nation. Okay, so Heat Press Nation has a ton They also have the sublimation printers. They have heat presses, vinyl cutters. They have sublimation blanks. So you can see sublimation is a huge business. It really is something that you can really kind of work on your business, kind of doing additional things. It's not just signs. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do. See, this is what I use, the photo panels. So you can get them in different sizes. I like to get the 7x9, but they have 8x10s. So see, this is a 5-pack. There's the 8x12. So you could use 8x12. That's kind of a common size. But they have large, they have small. But there's a ton of stuff that you can sublimate on. See, let's see. Sublimation blanks. So you can see here mugs and drinkware, pictures and frames, plaques, plates, coasters, cutting boards. And this is all stuff you could sell. You could sell it on Etsy. You could sell it on Amazon Handmade. You could sell it in your Shopify store. So these are really great things that you can help to add something else to your business. Because let's face it, there's a lot of competition out there. Well, hello, we're glad you're here. So I use, for my heat press, I will show you. I use the black series. All right. I have a 15x15. You may not have to have one that big. Yes, here we go, the black series. So I use the black series. So there's a difference. This is what you would call a clamshell. So it's one that just kind of opens like this. And then there's a swing away. So this is the one I have right here. This is the model I have. This is another good one. I have not tried. Someone actually asked me to try out the Cricut Easy Press, and I have not tried it out yet to see if it works on signs. We're also going to be trying out, we're actually working on this in my group now, working on the Cricut infusible ink and seeing if what we can, use, what kind of blanks we can use this on. So if you can't really afford a sublimation right now, but you have a Cricut already, then you may be able to use this to create things instead of having to do the sublimation. So the difference between like vinyl and sublimation, right? So if you use your Cricut or your Silhouette or whatever you have, any kind of die cutting machine you have, and you cut out the vinyl, even if you use permanent vinyl, it's still sitting on the surface. But if you use the Cricut, the infusible ink, then it's very similar to sublimation, because what happens is when you put sublimation on a sign or something like that, what happens is it's actually fused into the material that you're pressing it on. So the reason that it works is because, so you see here, this is an aluminum sheet. If you tried to press it on this side, it's not really going to look that great. It may not last terribly long, but they have this coating on it. So this white coating is what makes it something that you can sublimate on. So when you press it on here, what happens is this fuses into this material. So unless you're going to scrape it off, it's not coming off. Now with vinyl, there's always a chance that that's going to come off. So that's why Cricut came out with this fusible ink, right? So they have the sheets that are pre-cut. You can cut designs out of it. You can press it on something. And they have the pins, right? So you can design something on your machine, and then you can press it on. So it's a similar process. We're going to be testing that out in my group. I'll have to let y'all know how that goes, but it's really good. It's a good thing that you can do to just kind of expand your horizons, right? Because it's kind of unrealistic to think that you're going to be able to make 6 or 7 figures a year making a wreath alone. You need to be forward thinking. You always want to be adding things to your craft making, to your business. It's just something that you want to do, you want to have for your future, even if you're not going to sell it. Okay, so Dee's asking me if you can sublimate on wood. So there is supposedly a way that you can sublimate on wood. I have not tried it out yet, but there's a coating that you can get for wood. I've gotten the coating. I just haven't tried it out yet. But let me tell you, let me show you something, because I see somebody ask about pictures. All right. So you can actually, and I think I put one up here, didn't I? You can actually sublimate a picture. So if somebody gave you a picture, I thought I had uploaded one of Bella on here, but I don't see it. You can sublimate anything. So if you have a picture, you can actually sublimate it onto the metal. So what you do, if you want to add in an image of your own, you go to images. Oh, wait, it might be here. No, I don't know what I did with it. Lord knows what. There it is. There it is. There's Bella. Okay. So you can actually upload a picture, and I can print this out. And when it sublimates, it's going to look just like that. So whatever you're picturing here is what you're going to see when you put it onto the sign or whatever. Of course, you can still add things on top of it. So it's the same thing. You can layer on it, right? So we could say, make that white, put Bella here, put it down there. Look at that cute puppy. All right, so you could do that. Like if you, let's say that you wanted to get into the wedding field. Well, you could do customizable stuff, and you could tell people they could send you the picture, and you could sublimate that on one of the picture blanks. And then that could be what you do, what you specialize in. It's really easy to upload images here. You just click on image, you click on upload, then you can choose a file from your computer. So, you know, whatever you wanted to, we'll just take a picture. Let's take a picture of Sue. All right. And then you would name it, and you have to say you have rights to print it. Okay. It's going to upload it. And then you just have to go find it. So I promise we're not picking on you, Sue. I just want to show people how to do it. Here we go. All right, so it's really big. So I've got to find the edge of it so I can size it down. So you see anything that's within that border, I can size down. I'm just holding my mouse button and dragging it like that. It's very, very large. And it will do that sometimes. But you can see, you see how that works? You can just keep sizing it down until you get it. There we go. So see? Now, when you're pulling something up in here to do an image, what you need to remember is PNG is going to be the best quality that you can use on here. So you want to use something along the PNG. That kind of made it look funny, but you want to use like a PNG preferably. A JPEG is okay, but PNG is going to be the highest quality. The other thing with PNG is PNG will take out the background, right? So you won't see the whole background that you would if you had it in JPEG. So if you only wanted like a certain part, you would want to upload it in a PNG file. So does that answer your question about pictures? You can get refillable ink for the cartridges. I do not know how well it works, but I know you can do that. Oh, yay. Yep, we're here live. So, okay, so cups, the ones that you want to sublimate on, you can get those from, you can get them from Pro World. You can get them from, I was going to see, I think this one has them. Let's see, backpack shoulders, blankets, clocks. No, it doesn't look like they have it. Yeah, they do. Okay, here we go. Let me show you. Okay, so this is that one I told you about. This is Nashville Wholesale Studio, and they have, so see, they have the wine glasses, they have tumblers, they have coffee mugs. And I can tell you, I've looked at a lot of places and their prices are really good. So see, they have camping cups, they have the thermos bottles, they have the sports bottle. Here's a mug with a little heart shape. Isn't that cute? That's really cute. All right, then they have shot glasses, pencil holder. So there's a lot of different things that you can get to sublimate on. So I would say, unless you're going to be for Cricut, if you are not going to be cutting fabric or leather or doing like wood cutting, I would just get the Air 2, because you don't really need the maker unless you're going to be doing, hi honey, unless you're going to be doing the you know, cutting the wood or something like that. So yeah, there you go. She saw refills on Amazon for $38. Well, how about that? The website is called Nashville Wholesale Studio. Yeah. Oh, don't worry, April. You'll be able to watch it again later. Yeah, so you could definitely get the refills and it would be a lot less. The little cartridges look like this. So I think there is probably an area that you can refill it, maybe where this is. I'm not sure. I haven't tried that. Oh, yeah. So I think if, as long as it has some kind of white coating on it, it probably will sublimate, I would think. That's what I would think. I haven't tested that out. Like I have done some mugs. Like I did one for Owl, and it worked fine. There's a couple different ways that you can do them on mugs. It works better if you have like a mug press. Yeah, sometimes it messes your ink up. I'm sure it does. One thing that you have to keep in mind is you cannot switch between types of ink. So if you start off with the SubliJet, you better stick with the SubliJet or your machine will get all messed up. Oh, I'm so glad you got it, Brandy. I'm so glad. Okay, have I tried slicing together? Yes. Okay, so Anita asked, have I tried slicing together two pictures like you can with vinyl? So yeah, you can't do that. I have tried it, and it puts a line there. So there's no way to splice it together. I did try it. It's one of the first things I tried. I'm not sure if you can use the heat press from Cricut. We're going to try that out, though. We're going to be testing that out pretty soon and see how that works. And we'll be doing, I'm going to do some videos on how to go through your heat press when you get it to make sure the pressure's good. Yes, air fryers work too. That's right. You can actually even get this like little bag thing that you can put around the mugs, and you can use the air fryers, or there's like a little oven that you can use, convection oven, I think it is. So there's a lot of different types of ways that you can do it. Yep, it needs its own outlet. So this is a 12 volt. So if you have a Cricut machine and you get a Sawgrass, don't put them on the same circuit because you're going to really have a problem. But we're going to be testing out the the one from Cricut. I'm thinking that it probably would work. You might have to, one of the things with the signs is it requires a lot of pressure. So with the Cricut Easy Press, you would probably have to kind of put your weight on it. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why the bigger heat presses work a little better, because they have that pressure on them. And that pressure is a lot of what helps to get that sign come out correctly, right? So when you press your sign, see, this was just one that had just, it was just the white, and I put the paper on it and pressed it. I kind of fold it. You want to fold it all the way around. You want to put the tape on it all the way around because you want that to be pressed on there nice and tight. And then when it's pressing it, you want even pressure across the whole thing. It's really important that it doesn't move, because if it moves, then everything on here is going to smear. So you do have to be really careful. Yeah, you can definitely do dog tags. Yep, you can do dog tags. I have dog tags. And there's all kinds of different shapes that you can find like these signs in. Oh, like I think I have one over here. I'm going to show you this one. How about? Let's see. Yeah, let me show you these. So these are some blanks I found. So this one's a wine bottle. This one is an arrow. And the other one is a wrench. So there's just like a ton of stuff you can do, right? So isn't this cute? This has an arrow. This is a little wrench. You can get shapes like this. So see, you don't have to just do, you know, signs for wreaths. So we've already gone over this multiple times in my group. Now they get a little bit more instruction, but it's a lot of fun. These are a lot of fun to do. But in my group, I tell them a lot of places that they can get designs and how they can bring them in and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to walk y'all through it because it is a really great thing that you can, well, I hope you do when the HGTV Dream House and move South Carolina. because it's something that you can use. I mean, even if you don't want to have a business, you could have like every Christmas present for every person in your entire family, every birthday present, every whatever, because you can sublimate anything. I mean, there's just crazy. You can join my group by going to hardworkingmomstore.com, and you'll see it up at the top. It's the wreath group. It'll say wreath therapy, and that's how you join it. So yeah, we do. We have a lot of fun. Hey, Diane. Yep. Today's Owl's birthday, y'all. If you didn't catch that earlier. Yes, thank you. Awesome. Well, I'm sorry I missed Wednesday night. My husband and I have been just hanging out and trying to spend as much time together as we can before he has to go back to work. Yeah. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in the group coming up. So we're going to be working on signs. We're going to be doing sublimation stuff. We have a whole bunch of stuff planned with Cricut. Yes, the new kit is not quite up yet, but I did make the sign today. So that's the sign. It's going to be really cute. It has ribbon that matches it, has little butterflies on it. Oh, it's so cute. I will be listing the kit early this next week. All of the February kits or all of the January kits are going out next week. So I'm cutting everything up and getting it ready now. And then as soon as I'm done with that, I will list the new one. Yep, that's Bella. She's behind me. Y'all, I mean, for a small dog, she can take up the most room. Look at that. This is a reclining chair, and she's taking up the entire thing. My group is $14.99 a month. So, oh, and I also provide them with some of the designs that we do in our Cricut projects. So, and I talk a lot more about the business part of this stuff and kind of giving them ideas about, you know, how they can make more money and different things they can add to their business. So it's fun. We have a lot of fun. We definitely do wreaths. We're going to be doing a swag this month. We're going to be doing a couple of signs. We're going to be doing some sublimation projects. I have like a whole month planned out. So to sublimate, you have to have a sublimation machine and a heat press. Yeah. You buy kits from, it's hardworkingmomstore.com. Yeah. Yeah, so let's see. I'll show you what it looks like. Let's go see what it looks like to join my group. Okay. Let's see. There we are. All right, so when you go in, oh, I need to fix that. The wreath kits are right here. Okay, and then to join my group, it's this one right here, Wreath Therapy Design Group. So it's this link right up here at the top. And if you click on that, then you can join. There's a lot of places you can click to join. So, yep, that's it. You can also join from my website. Nope, you don't have to be in the group. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I've just always had a lot of patience. I've needed it because I take care of my parents and homeschool my kids and run a home business. So, yeah. Okay, so the sublimation machines cost anywhere from a couple $100s to $1,600 or more. But I have heard that the Epsons are really good. So if you get an Epson machine, then you can use like Inkscape or GIMP. Those are free programs that you can use to design your stuff in. So we'll be talking, I know for sure we're going to be talking about Inkscape in my group, but I will probably be doing some on here as well to show y'all some basic stuff. My group is $14.99 a month. So, yep. Because I think it's important that if you're a crafter, especially if you want to grow a business or something like that, that you have to constantly look for new ways to innovate your business, right? To innovate your craft, to find things that can add that, because it's unrealistic to think that you're going to build a business on just one thing. So you need several revenue streams. And so it's important that you really kind of look at that. Yes, I am doing a wreath tomorrow. Yes, it is a write-off. It's definitely a write-off. The group is a write-off. The machines are a write-off. I hope y'all know that. If you're in any groups, that is tax deductible. So make sure you're deducting that. Yep. I like the sublimation. Well, I don't know. That's a really hard question. Which one do I like better, the Cricut or the sublimation? I would say if money's tight, I'd go with the Cricut, because there's a lot of things that you can do with the Cricut. They do have the infusible ink now. So I would say if I was iffy on money, I'd go for the Cricut. And I would go for the Cricut Air 2. I wouldn't spend my money on the maker. I have a maker, but it's because I want to have it so that I can show everybody all the different ways to use it. But I know she's so funny, isn't she? Yeah, the group is live. We do lives. We do Zoom calls where we can see each other, and I do a live in the group as well. So we meet twice a week. Yep. Okay, so if you have a craft business, is there a limit to how much you can write off? So there's not a limit to how much you can write off, but the rule of thumb is that if you have a business, the IRS is going to expect you to have losses for no more than 3 years. So in a 5-year period, they don't want to see that you have lost money for more than 3 years, because they may come back and say that's a hobby and disallow those deductions. So it's totally normal to lose money in the beginning. It's totally normal to have invested a lot in your business when you first get it started. So that's not going to automatically trigger an audit. Now, if you wrote off like $150,000, that might be something a little different. I have 2 groups. I have a design group and I have a business group. So in the business group, I teach people, how to run a business. I'm a CPA, so we talk a lot about taxes, budgets. I've done spreadsheets for them to keep up with their accounting. And then in the design group, we really just talk about, or we really do like different designs and things that they can do videos on, and different kinds of things that they can sell. Like we did a mason jar with our Cricut last week. That was fun. So yeah, we do a lot of different stuff in the design group. Now it does have some business stuff in there, like my Etsy guide is in there, my price calculator is in there, my vendor list is in there, and stuff like that. So yep, we have 2 group calls, 2 business group calls a week, and we have 1 design call a week. So, yep, and they're fun. They're a lot of fun. All right, well, y'all have a wonderful night. I'm going to go hang out with hubby for a little bit. Yes, I do also teach on the Cricut too. Yes, I do. Yep. And we have someone in the group who is really good on silhouette. So she will be doing some silhouette stuff. The only real difference between the Maker and the Air 2 is just some of the things that you can do on the Maker, but the design space works the same. The machine works the same. Yeah, the business group is $19.95 a month. If you join both, then it's $29.98. So I cut out $5 from that. But yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, I will be on tomorrow at 9 p.m. I know I love the Maker too. So I will tell you this. If you have an Air, my suggestion is to put your dial on custom, and then you get to pick your material every time when you're in design space, and you won't make a mistake. I am a business coach. Yes, I sure am. I have the Sawgrass SG400 and the 800. So the 400 is a smaller machine. The 800 is a larger machine, but I'll be showing y'all for both of them. So I'll show you things on the 400. I'll show you things on the 800. So the difference is just how large of a project you can make on one versus the other. So, yep. Hey, you know what? Even if it's a hobby, that's okay too. Not everybody wants to make it into a business, you know? That's for sure. But you know what? I think there'll be the Cricut. If you're just doing it for a hobby, the Cricut, it's definitely more the way to go instead of like a sublimation. You can join my groups by going to, you can just go to hardworkingmom.com and you'll see the groups. They're like right on the main page. Hey, you know what? There actually is a house like catty corner to mine that hasn't been finished yet. So there you go. You can move into that one. We'd love to have you in the neighborhood. You could come over and hang out in my craft space. Yes, the business group, it's the success path. That's where I do the business coaching. Yep. The big difference between the design group and the business group is the design group, it's more about showing you crafts and, you know, different crafts you can make, wreaths and swags and centerpieces and, you know, Cricut projects and sublimation projects, things like that. The business group doesn't have any of that in it. It is really strictly how to set up your company, how to do your social media, you know, how to do your taxes. It's all stuff business. So it's everything about, you know, turning your craft into a business, being an entrepreneur, how to do that. Well, come on, y'all gonna fight over the house? Let's go. Awesome. We'd love to have you. We have a really great group in both. Both groups are great, and I have a lot of spillover between both, so you would see kind of the same people. But I have, we call ourselves the Cubbies. Mari is the one that came up with that. I'm sure y'all remember Mari. So it's funny, but she used to call me Mama Bear, so that's where the Cubby thing came from. It's a really great group. I mean, we talk twice a week. Our Zoom calls are kind of long because sometimes people just need to talk and sometimes people just have a lot of questions. So I'm not in a big hurry. If you have questions, you know, we do take our time with that. Yep. Yeah. And of course, everything can always be accessed later. Actually, in January this month, we're going to be doing a whole series on how to find craft fairs, how to set up for them, what to look for, and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun month. And we're going to do it live, which means that they can ask questions while we're going through the material. So we did it last month for taxes, and I think it worked out really well. Really helped, I think, to be able to ask questions so that they could find out, you know, what they needed before we were done. Yep. All right. Well, I am going to have myself a clean Diet Dr. Pepper that's not hot now and hang out with my husband. I will see y'all tomorrow night. I will be on here at 9 o'clock, and probably next week I will come on and start working on some Cricut stuff. So we're going to do some Cricut stuff. Oh, the business group meets Tuesdays at 2 o'clock and Sundays at 5 o'clock. So I have one call that's for anybody who can make it, and they're Eastern Standard Time, and then one call that's on the weekend in case anybody works. Yep. Angie, I cannot paint at all. So Angie says she's been trying to paint. I can't paint. I have talents, but painting isn't one of them. So don't feel bad. All right, y'all. Well, I am going to go off and take little Miss Bella with me. All right. So just be looking out. I'll have more trainings on this stuff coming up. Yes, actually, I have a whole training on how to set up a WordPress website. Sure do. It's in the business group. All right. Y'all have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. All right. Bye, y'all.